Hey guys, welcome in. Today we're going to be focusing on the casino prep setups, a full in-depth guide. This whole guide is going to be a two-parter. The first video, which is this one, is going to be focusing on the scope out and setups and how to do them efficiently and what setups to do and not do. And the next video is going to be a focus on the finales and the best way to do your finales. You guys highly requested a casino heist guide, and I'm so happy to make one for you. This is probably the most ambitious guide I've ever made. I've played this heist since it came out, which is almost 5 years ago now, and it's my favorite heist in the game. To be honest with you, I'm pretty sure I've played this heist hundreds of times. This video will be sectioned into multiple parts. We'll be focusing on the scope out, what you need, your main points of access, along with the general preps, in the heist approach specific preps that you need. As a quick side note before we get into this, I just want to say a big thank you for 500 subscribers. That's absolutely insane for me to comprehend, so I really do appreciate the support. And I want to give back to the community, so stay tuned at the very end of the video where I'm going to be doing an announcement for something very cool. I want to start off this video by focusing on the planning boards and what I recommend you do and don't do. First off, I just want to talk about the scope out board. We're going to start at the top, which is the scope out mission. You only have to do this once, however you can always go back and scope out more points. The purpose of this mission is to just find out the points of the casino of access. The game will want you to do the basic points of interest first, which is the security guard, the keypad right here, and then of course you want a photo of the camera, which is everywhere in the back here. There's only 3 other points of interest that I'd recommend for this guide that you go to your way to get. The first one, of course, is the staff lobby, located at the back of the casino. The next one is the security door, which is just located in this underground tunnel right here. Make sure you get a photo of that. And this last one is quite hidden. You just need it for the aggressive approach. This is, of course, the sewers. You want to go all the way down and just take a photo of that little half semicircle right there. There is several other points of interest for the scope out mission, however you don't need them for the heist, but if you guys would still like to see them, I'm going to leave a link in the description below that shows all the points of interest. Now let's talk about Vault Contents. Vault Contents is the mission you're going to have to redo every time you do another casino heist. It will reveal your target for the heist, which is 3 different things: artwork, cash, or gold. And on some special occasions, Rockstar released diamonds, which is also a very good target. All these targets are really good except for cash, which is much more lower paying compared to the other 3. What I sometimes do to get around this and get a better target is just call Lester when you've scoped out cash, say that you want to cancel the diamond casino heist and just redo the scope out and try and get a better target. I do also want to touch on the extras on the right hand side of the planning board. You don't need any of those purchases, they're not essential. I just bought them because I could. But you can buy the fingerprint hacker if you do struggle with hacking and you want to get faster with it. The last thing we're going to talk about on the planning board is the approaches. Now the approaches, I would only recommend you do aggressive once, and then after that, you stick going between Big Con and Silent Sneaky. It's good to do aggressive only once, and the reason I say to do it only once is just for the first time bonus. There's multiple reasons why I don't recommend doing aggressive regularly. The first one being that you lose a bunch of money when you do aggressive. The second reason being the elite challenge is very hard to get compared to the other 2. And the third reason being the fact that when you do all 3 different approaches, you go back to normal mode, and normal mode means less money and less of an elite challenge reward. Also, the aggressive preps are much more difficult, take way longer, and overall it's just much more of a difficult approach compared to the other 2, which are way more simplistic. Let's talk about the prep board and general preps. Now for your support crew, this is a very common mistake I see. Players a lot of time go with the most expensive, and you're just spending unnecessary money when you don't have to. Now for the gunman, always choose the cheapest. For the driver, again, always choose the cheapest. These 2 support crew members are irrelevant for this guide and you don't have to worry about them. The hacker, however, is a little bit different. Now, I would recommend for the hacker, for most things, you want to choose either Page or Avi. Page you unlock by owning a terabyte, and Avi you can get for free by doing signal jammers around the map. I can leave a link for the locations of this in the description below. There is, however, one exception to this. If you and the person you're doing the heist with are really good hackers, I would recommend you choose Johann Blair as your hacker if you have artwork as your primary target. The reason I say this is because artwork is significantly faster to grab compared to gold, and even though Johann has less time in the vault compared to Paige or Avi, you can grab it still within that time frame using artwork as long as you and your friend are good hackers. Now let's talk about the preps you have to do. Obviously, the ones with the yellow star next to them are ones that you always have to do, that never changes. However, for the optional preps, there is some that you absolutely have to do, and there's others that you never have to bother with. For general prep work, the patrol routes, if you're brand new, yeah, do them once or twice just so you know where the guard spawns are, but after that, you don't need to worry about them. Duggan shipment, you only have to do if you're doing aggressive, if you're doing silent and sneaky, or if you're doing big con, you don't have to do them. Security intel is a bit different. If you own a casino penthouse, you unlock this mission and you only have to do it once, and it gives you all the camera spawns in the game. Power drills, you only need power drills if you have lots of extra time in the vault, so you can just drill into those extra contents, get a couple extra thousand. I don't ever do this prep. I mean, if you have a third person, maybe go along and bring it and just do them. But I normally do this heist with 2 people and I never need this. Security pass, you should always do. I'll tell you what, I hate when people don't do this because it means you have to do the 5-print like memory hack and it's the worst thing in the world. I hate that hack. Just do the security pass. It saves you so much time and you don't have to hack into every single door in the casino. Make sure you always do level 2 security pass as well. Don't do level 1. Do level 2. Now for approach specific preps, you don't need to do the MP, you don't need to do the infiltration suits, it's a waste of your time, I'll just leave it there. For big con optional preps, you don't need to do the young ancestor, fuck that mission, fuck young ancestor, holy shit he's so annoying. And along with that, the outfits you don't need to worry about. That's because if you go around the map and collect all playing cards, you unlock the high roller outfit, which is just basically an infinite disguise outfit you can use without ever having to do an extra prep for it. You can just select that in the finale screen. And again, I'll leave a link in the description below for all the locations for these playing cards. Now for the aggressive preps, reinforced armor, don't worry about it. As long as you do the Duggan shipments and you have snacks and armor, it's unnecessary. The only thing I'd recommend doing is the boring machine because doing the underground tunnel entrance is just really convenient. To summarize, here's everything that I do when I do my preps for when I do the heist. Feel free to screenshot this if you want to use it in the future. Okay, so we're going to start with the gun prep mission and all the other variations you're going to get for it. The first one is the Vagos Clubhouse, which is quite easy. I'd recommend you just take an assault shotgun, you blast everyone outside, and then later on you go inside with a stone hatchet. There's so many enemies in here, so what I normally do is just run up to the first guy I see, get the stone hatchet, and as soon as you get the first kill, you're basically invincible. I use the stone hatchet for like a lot of like small rooms that have a lot of enemies, and it just makes it so much easier so you just don't die right away. You're basically invincible as long as you get a kill before the yellow bar in the corner there goes down all the way. Another variation of the weapons prep is the smuggler's prep, where you just have to go to the coastline, kill some enemies on the side, and then hop in this Tula here. It's super easy, honestly, probably my most favorite mission for these like variations, and you just have to deliver it to the hangar right here, and boom, you're done. The last variation is the news fans. You just have to go around, search for the right news fan around the map, choose your Mark II, just blow off the doors, and it will show you which one is right, and you just gotta take it back to the arcade. Very, very easy. Now let's talk about the Getaway Vehicles, and for the Getaway Vehicles, as a side note, I always choose the Sentinel Classics. I don't choose the other option. The Sentinel Classics are just like really amazing vehicles and very fun to zip around in. So the one variation here is the race. I just park from afar, get far away, snipe the drivers out right away so they don't have a chance to drive away and you don't have to chase them around the racetrack, snipe all the other enemies, and then make my way up and just go collect the vehicles and grab and go. Another getaway variation is the police station. You just have to head into one of the police stations on the map, and there's going to be an group of enemies in this room right here. Don't kill any of them. For some reason, the stealth is like really sensitive on this mission. There's just one guy up here who moves around. You can see him just right in front of me. I just avoid him. And you just have to get in the cars that are blocking the getaway vehicle, just slightly move them away. And once they're away, just drive out. Like, don't bother killing anyone, just try and get out silently of the car, but it's kind of tricky. Like I said, the stealth is like really finicky on this mission. Now the third getaway variation is the cargo ship prep mission, where you're going to see some vehicles stored in this cargo ship here. I also want to point out what Gunman is doing here, which is very smart, and I'd recommend you all do it. When you're in an area with a lot of difficult AI, spawn BST. Like, BST is not just for PvP. Use it to help you and give some buff for missions so you don't die as fast as you normally would. So you can just sit from afar here, you can snipe them and take all the enemies one by one. Another option as well is you can get into like a Sparrow or a Mark II and you can lock onto the enemies with homing missiles and just take them out one by one. If you're doing that, I just recommend you keep your distance because the AI is like super powerful and they'll nick you right off your vehicle as soon as you get like semi-close to them. Then you just have to hop in this cargo bob right here and go pick up the vehicles. This is one of the harder prep missions for getaway vehicles, but I just recommend you keep using that cargo bob as it's faster to use that than to drive the vehicles yourself. The fourth variation is these little cargo crates. You just have to go to these locations, kill some enemies, and then hop in the cars. Very easy, not a very challenging prep for this one. The fifth and final variation is the valet mission. You just have to wait for these guys to pull up with their cars. You just have to wait for them to get out of it, and then as soon as they're out of it, hop right in, take the vehicles. Honestly, probably the easiest getaway vehicle mission out of all these. Next is the hacker prep. Luckily, there's only 2 variations of these missions, which is quite nice. The first one, you just have to go to an FIB site, kill some enemies, grab their key card, and then later on go into the FIB building and find a little box that you're going to steal. A little tip I have for this mission for you guys is if you own a Mark II, just park it directly at the entrance because you're going to have to leave pretty quickly as soon as you grab this suitcase. And once you get inside, you just pull up your phone and search for this signal. There's a couple locations where this will spawn, but it's quite easy to find. I would just say be careful you don't stay in the guards' cones for too long or else they will see you and you will get caught. You get caught regardless, but it's nice for them to not shoot at you right in the middle there. So yeah, again, this is what I mean with the marking 2, parking it right outside. I just park it right outside, and that's the easiest way to get away from the cops because they're going to swarm you right away for this mission. The second variation is the harder one, which is the Noose headquarters. You start it off, but you just have to go to a location and take out the guard and steal his little access key. Then you have to go to Noose headquarters, go inside, and you have to go through these huge databases. Again, if you own a Mark II, I'd recommend you leave it right outside the door. It just makes it faster for a way of escape, especially because you're going to have a wanted level as soon as you come out of here. Now this is similar to the previous variation where it's stealth again. You just have to avoid the guard's cones and the cameras around here. In this instance, I was actually an idiot during this recording and I got myself caught. But it's no big deal. If you get caught in the facility, you can just shoot your way out and just snack up, armor up, and you'll be okay. And you just gotta get on your Mark II, lose the cops, and you're done that mission. But let's talk about the keycard prep. Again, there's 2 variations for this. The first variation is where you have to take out 2 security guards across the map. For this guy, I'd always recommend you melee him with a weapon of your choice. Never shoot him. If you shoot him, you get a wanted level and it just wastes your time. And the second guy is going to be in the hotel room up here. If you can see what Gunman does here, it's very smart. He just takes out his shotgun, pistol whips him right in the face, and then you just grab the key card and you're done. It's probably the easiest out of the other 2. Now the second variation mission is a bit more of a difficult one. The game will want you to hijack a prison bus. I actually don't do this, and I wouldn't say that you have to either as long as you own a Mark II. Just take the Mark II, take out the security guards at the top of the thing here, and it's going to reveal the location of the guy. I managed to lock onto him and kill him, and then I just immediately parked right by the door here. And you have to be really quick about this to do this right. You want to get out, run up as fast as you can, take his body and grab the key card off of it, and then book out as quick as you can because you just don't want to get shot at. I'd also recommend you can spawn BST if that's easier as well, so you don't die as easily, but the big thing is you don't want to die when you're inside the prison, because as soon as you die when you're inside the prison, you're going to spawn all the way outside, and the AI is so annoying on this mission, they're going to shoot the fuck out of you. So just get out as fast as you can and do this. If you're skilled and you know what you're doing, just like be careful about it, just don't die. And it's the fastest way to do it. You'll be done it within like 1 minute. Another option you can do as well is if you don't own a Mark II, you can just take an armored vehicle. For example, the armored Kuruma is what I'd recommend most for this. And just do exactly what I did with the Mark II, except you drive directly into the prison with your armored Kuruma, park it by the door again, and just same way, just drive out. It's a good alternative if you don't have a Mark II. Let's talk about the only optional prep mission that you absolutely have to do. This is the level 2 security pass. The first variation of this is the easier one. It's where you just have to go to a party and you have to find the croupier. You're going to have to keep that suspicion bar low, so what I recommend is instead of like smoking or doing the drink task, just go up to this group here and do the dance, and then you don't have to repeatedly like hit the same action over and over again for drinking or smoking. You can just sit there here and like AFK it, and it'll take like about a minute before Lester texts you with the location. Once he texts you, you can just go around and find the croupier, which is normally somewhere lying around here drunk as fuck. Once you find him, you just gotta pick up the pass that you drop somewhere in the area, and then you're done the mission. Very easy, very simple. If you get the second variation for Security Pass Level 2, it's a bit more just tedious, not really hard, just longer. You have to go up to this little, like, morgue car, whatever the fuck the name is for it, take out the guards right here, steal it, lose your wanted level, and then go into the morgue as disguised as a funeral director. Once you get inside, just make sure not to bump anyone as they'll immediately start shooting at you. And again, it's the same thing, just don't stay in their cones for too long, look around in all the rooms, eventually you will find the body. And once you get that key card, you can just leave the area and you're done the mission. Okay, so now we're going to focus on the approach-specific preps that you have to do. The first one is going to be the silent and sneaky preps, and this one is going to be the drones. The drones, again, very easy on a Mark II or just anything with homing missiles. You just have to lock onto the drone and you can just take it out midair as it's flying, and then hover over it and pick it up and do it vice versa again like 5 or 6 more times. Don't bother trying to lose your wanted level until the very end after you've collected all the drone parts. As an alternative, if you don't own a Mark II, you can just drive around and get out of the vehicle and lock onto the drones as soon as you get out of it and kill them. That's a good alternative. Alright, now let's talk about the vault lasers. So as you see, this is a good little trick right away here. I saw that this location was already in Fort Zancudo, and instead of flying all the way there on my Mark II, which would have taken way longer, I just take out the Raiju, especially because I have to make 2 trips for those 2 lasers. It's just way faster. Like, if you ever see any prep mission that's really far away, like Paleto Bay, just always just grab a jet, grab a Raiju, grab something fast. There's no point in, like, driving over there, right? And this is another reason why I love the Del Perro arcade location, because it's right next to a jet spawn, so it's very convenient. Now, this is something that I mentioned earlier in the video, but here's it fully in action. I got too close when I was like firing homing rockets at these guys right here, and lo and behold, they just insta-snipe me out. So be careful of that. Be careful how close you get. And then once you get inside here, you'll have some enemies. You just gotta kill them, and it's rinse and repeat. You just gotta go back and forth between all the locations and deliver these vault lasers. Now the second vault laser prep variation is the military one, and this is honestly probably one of the most difficult preps in this entire like casino heist. I would always just take an armored Kuruma and go in there, shoot the enemies, just don't get out because they're really fucking powerful. And the vault lasers are going to spawn normally inside the cargo bob or just on the end by some like crates over there. But yeah, be careful with this one, it's a tricky prep. Alright, so now it's time to focus on the big con approach specific preps. The first one is going to be part 1 of the Grouppe Sechs option, and it's going to be the stockade. I got unlucky here, I got Paleto Bay, so I took out my Raiju and quickly flew over there. And again, stone hatchet trick, hatchet all the enemies, you'll be fine, and then you just gotta search the guard for his keycard and hop right into the stockade. You're gonna get a wanted level. Don't bother like trying to lose it right away. Just keep driving down the highway as normal, and then as soon as you get your opportunity, like right here, the cops lost sight of me. I just took the stockade over onto the dirt, lost them, and then drove the rest of the way back to the arcade with no wanted level. For part 2 of the Grouppe Sechs, you're gonna have to steal the outfits. I got really lucky here. I got a location right down the road from where my arcade is, so I just had to go up here, kill these enemies. Again, stone hatchet, we love it. Take out the enemies, and you have to take a picture of the license plate, and then after that, take the outfits one by one and deliver them to your arcade. A very easy prep mission. Let's talk about vault drills. For vault drills, you're going to get 2 variations of this. The first one is going to be the safe house, where you're going to see a police outside as they're arresting some bank robbers. Again, just go in there, take some BST, salt shotgun, kill them, and grab the drills. Very easy. The other variation is going to be the Fleeka Bank. This one's a bit more tricky. You just gotta be careful of the minigun guy that's right outside and hop right inside, grab the bag, same thing, rinse and repeat. Now we're going to talk about the aggressive specific preps. So the first one here is going to be the Duggan shipment. I'd recommend you take something fast like a Raiju for this because it is timed and you don't have a lot of time to do the Duggans. If you're a noob and you want to do this, I'd recommend bringing along a friend just to make sure you destroy all the shipments, as that's really important for the aggressive heist. So yeah, in the Raiju here, just go around, kill all the enemies, be quick about it, be fast, and if you do fail it, just restart it and try and get all the targets again. The next prep is going to be the thermal charges. The first variation of this is going to be the rednecks, where you just have to go in there, disturb their party, slaughter them all, and then find the charges and go back. This is the easier prep. The other variation is going to be the CEO warehouse one, where you have to go into a warehouse, kill all the associates in there, and grab the thermal charges. It's a bit more tricky because it's a closed off area, and harder to kill all the enemies. Next up is the vault explosives. I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. This is probably the worst prep in the entire casino heist. I hate this one. Probably half the reason why I don't do the aggressive approach, to be honest with you. So basically you have to go to a location, you have to kill a shit ton of enemies. They're gonna keep spawning on you. Get a scuba suit, go down underwater, collect the vault explosives, go all the way to the top, go kill some more enemies, and then do it again one more time. This is a very time-consuming mission. The AI is really powerful, and yeah, it's a tricky one. Take your time with it. Definitely just go slow and try not to rush it. Now the last prep you have to do for the aggressive approach is the boring machine. So this one you just have to shoot the driver out, hop right into the truck right here. This is a really cool trick that I want to share with you guys. A lot of people don't know. The game is going to tell you to go all the way to the entrance of the canals at the southern end of the map. You actually don't have to do that. Ignore the game. Don't listen to the game. Go directly to the canals and go to the entrance that I showed you guys earlier in the scope out mission by these sewage tunnels here. Not a lot of players know about this, and it's a very easy trick if you want to save like 2 minutes of your time to do the prep faster. Alright guys, that's it for the video. There's going to be a part 2 focusing on the finales, hopefully coming out sometime next week. I was going to originally make this all into one video, but I actually don't have the storage. For all of these clips, I had to have over 3 hours of footage, I think, and it was a lot to sift through. The editing for this took such a long time, but I'm so happy I could finally make this guide. And now that we're at the end of the video, I can announce something that I've been working on for the past week that I'm very excited to share with you guys. I'm sure, as anyone who's played this game is well aware of, this game has a pretty fucking toxic fan base, and I was thinking to myself the past couple weeks, I'm just so grateful to getting an audience in the past couple weeks, and I'm thinking about how I can give back to you guys and give you a space. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to be creating a grinding Discord. There's going to be channels for memes, your food, I want to see pictures of your dogs because I'm a huge dog person. Along with that, if you're a PlayStation player, there's going to be a looking for group and grinding section of the Discord that you will have access to. Now, unfortunately, this is only for the PS5 people. However, if the Discord gets bigger in the future, I may consider adding other sections for Xbox players, PC players, but for now, we're just going to see where it goes. Grinding is like a very social thing on this game. I think you have to know people to really make money and just have friends. So in this looking for group area, we're going to have things like sell trains. So basically every week I'll start a sell train on PlayStation, and anyone who is in the Discord is welcome to join. A sell train is basically where we all help each other sell our product and just take turns in a public lobby making money. It's going to be a little community hub for everyone to help each other out, scratch each other's backs, make some money, and just socialize as well. Just have fun in this Discord. And although the looking for group access is only for PlayStation 5 players, I will open the Discord so anyone of any console or any PC can join it. I will leave an invite to the Discord in the description as well in the pinned comment of this video. And yeah, that's the video. Again, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your support, your comments. I really do appreciate it. I can't believe that like my channel's been growing so fast over the couple of weeks. It's kind of baffling to me, but I can't tell you how much I appreciate the support, and I love connecting with like the community on GTA, so this is really just a dream come true. I'll see you guys next week with the next video, and have a great night.